IBM Certification C1000-141 exam practice questions with explanations are available in the video for you to study. Which statement about Start Center configurations is valid? A. Start Center templates updates are pushed automatically. B. Start Center templates are refreshed periodically. C. Only administrators can modify Start Center templates. D. Every user can be assigned to more than one Start Center. The answer is D. In IBM Maximo, users can belong to multiple security groups. Each security group can have its own Start Center template. When a user belongs to more than one security group, they can see multiple Start Centers, one per group, usually stacked as tabs. So, a user can indeed be assigned more than one Start Center through group membership. What is the main role of the application designer in Maximo? A. To define data structures. B. To customize user interfaces of applications. C. To configure system properties. D. To manage user security profiles. The answer is B. The application designer in IBM Maximo is a powerful tool used primarily to modify and customize the layout and presentation of applications, change labels, reposition fields, add new fields, hide, show fields, control the appearance of tabs, sections, and dialogues in applications. No Java coding is required. Changes are made through a graphical interface. What is the core component of the Maximo application suite architecture that enables modular integration and scalability? A. Maximo Database Server. B. Maximo Application Server. C. Kubernetes-based orchestration layer. D. MOS UI framework. The answer is C. The Maximo Application Suite, MOS, is designed with a modern, cloud-native architecture. At its core, it uses Red Hat OpenShift, which is a Kubernetes-based orchestration platform. This allows containerization of MOS components, enabling modular deployment, scalability, and integration. Each MOS application, e.g., manage, monitor, predict, runs in containers orchestrated by Kubernetes. What is a crucial step in the process of updating Maximo Manage within the MOS environment? A. Reinstalling the entire MOS suite. B. Executing a baseline update package. C. Backing up the application data. D. Disabling user access until completion. The answer is C. When updating Maximo Manage within the Maximo Application Suite, MOS, one of the most crucial and recommended steps is to back up all application and configuration data before starting the update. This ensures that if the update fails or causes unexpected issues, you can roll back safely to the previous state. IBM documentation and best practices emphasize data backup as a critical part of update and maintenance procedures. How are changes from the MOS customization library typically applied to a Maximo instance? A. By manually editing configuration files. B. through direct database manipulation. C. Using an integrated development environment. D. By redeploying Maximo containers. The answer is D. In the Maximo application suite, MOS, customizations, such as UI changes, automation scripts, or configurations, are typically packaged and stored in the MOS customization library. To apply these changes to a Maximo Manage instance, the suite follows a container-based deployment model. Changes are applied by redeploying or restarting the relevant Maximo containers so the platform picks up the updated customization package. This aligns with modern Kubernetes, Red Hat OpenShift practices, where configuration changes trigger rolling updates of containerized services. When edit mode is enabled and a work order is locked, which two methods will release the lock? A. Saving changes to the record. B. Returning to the list tab of the application. C. Opening another application by using the Go to menu. D. Running a report from the left action menu or toolbar. E. Applying the Clear Changes option from the left action menu. The answer is A. In Maximo Manage, within MOS, when a record like a work order is opened in edit mode, it becomes locked to prevent conflicting edits by other users. To release the lock, you typically need to either commit the changes or discard them. Here's how the options break down. A. Saving changes to the record. This commits the edits and releases the lock. The record is updated, and other users can access it afterward. E. Applying the Clear Changes option from the left action menu. This discards unsaved changes and releases the lock. Useful when the user decides not to keep their edits. What outcomes can be achieved through proper management of escalations in Maximo? Choose 2. A. Preventive maintenance scheduling. B. Dynamic allocation of resources. C. Enhanced system security. D. Timely response to critical events. The answer is BD. Escalations in IBM Maximo are automated mechanisms used to monitor records and trigger actions when certain conditions are met, such as deadlines being missed or statuses not being updated. B. Dynamic allocation of resources. Escalations can trigger workflow actions, reassign responsibilities, or notify personnel. This supports real-time adjustments to workloads and assignments, effectively enabling dynamic resource allocation. D. Timely response to critical events. This is a core use of escalations. For example, if a high-priority work order is not started within a defined timeframe, an escalation can send alerts, change status, or trigger a follow-up action, ensuring timely intervention. The content of XML or JSON messages is defined in which Maximo Manage application? A. Interactions. B. Object structures. C. Integration modules. D. Web Services Library. The answer is BD. In Maximo Manage, The Web Services Library application is where you define and manage the content and structure of XML or JSON messages used in integrations. It allows you to create, edit, and manage message structures that dictate how data is formatted and exchanged between Maximo and external systems. These messages are used in inbound and outbound integrations, web services, and APIs. Which statement describes a function of the Work Center authorization template in the Security Groups application? A. Creates new work centers. B. Revokes work center access. C. Removes access to applications. D. Applies access to the identified object structures. The answer is B. In Maximo, the Work Center authorization template within the Security Groups application is used to manage access rights to work centers. It controls which work centers a security group can access or be restricted from. Specifically, it can grant or revoke access to certain work centers for users in that security group. This helps tailor the user interface by limiting the work centers available to different roles. Using the database configuration application, which two methods can be used to add a view definition to Maximo after adding a new object and setting it as a view? A. Import a saved query. B. Set it for report mode. C. Set it to dynamic access. D. Specify the SQL where clause. E. Import an existing database view. The answer is D. In the database configuration application of Maximo, when you add a new object and designate it as a view, you define how Maximo accesses that view either by D. Specify the SQL where clause. You can define a where clause in the object's configuration to filter or limit the data retrieved from the base tables, effectively shaping the view. E. Import an existing database view. You can import a predefined SQL database view from the underlying database. Maximo will then create an object based on that view, allowing read-only access via Maximo.